Hey everybody, it's HeroWitch52 here, and I'm going to show you guys 10 more base locations in Palworld. So we're going to get right into it by hitting that respawn button and spawning on top of the marsh. I believe it's the Marsh Island. But this time, we're going over to the right side of the map. Yeah, the Marsh Island. I have everything marked up for you. Now, as soon as we spawn, you're going to see a fast travel point. You want to hit that. Then immediately head up on top of this little, this side piece of the mountain. This is how we're going to get to our first base location, and I guarantee all of these are fantastic. This place is such an unfair advantage to anybody who's just starting the game. Right here, you can already see our first base location. We are going to have your metal node, of course, as you know, and then our stone nodes, which we have a few placed around. A lot of berry bushes everywhere on this place. And then a ton of trees as well. So this is a prime spot for a starter base. And to get to the next one, all we have to do is just head a little bit south. And you'll see we have this nice looking structure here that can spawn a chest inside of it. And then we also have a ton of space for a base. And we have berry bushes, we have stone nodes everywhere, we have your metal node, we have trees, a ton of flat land. Man, this place makes me so happy. Let's get into the next one, which all we have to do is go northwest. And we are already here. We do have an egg spawn up on top of this little pillar with, again, a ton of berries so you can get your berry farm started early. Also, remember, low-level pals everywhere. This is a starter location. We do have your metal node, we have stone nodes, and your trees. And this is what I really like about this location. And this one's not even the best. We're just at number 3. You have a skill tree down this hole. And you also have one of the diary logs. And then I believe there is an egg spawn. Yeah, right over here. There's a chance of an egg spawn and a dungeon. So this number 3 spot is looking pretty nice because you have another egg spawn up here. You have a lot of flat land. You have your metal node. You have your stone nodes. And you also have your trees. So from this one, all we're going to do is we're just going to head a little bit over here and down the hill. So we covered the 3 up top. Now we're just going to start making our way down. By the way, the marsh looks fantastic. Look at these little halo rings. It's just freaking awesome. But this is our next base location. You are going to have a lot of flat land here. Like I said, this island's so unfair. Every single base location is amazing. So we're going to have a chest spawn right over here. We're also going to have your metal node and then a ton of stone nodes and trees. Now you can see there's a lot of land that needs to be developed over here. And this is just number 4. Let's go ahead and feed our pals so their stomachs don't hurt. And then we'll go to the next one. All we have to do, you can go through the ring, which I like doing, or you can go around it. But basically, this is our next spot. You're kind of secluded over here, is what it feels like. And then there are a ton, and I mean a ton of berries. You're never going to go hungry here, but you do have your metal node, your stone node. You also have your trees. This one is a prime spot for number 5. Now we're going to go ahead and make our way to the next. And all we have to do is just keep chugging along. And we are here. So this next spot, you do have your metal node, you have a ton of bushes, you have these beautiful rings around you with chances of egg spawns on top of them, and on top of, there was a common egg up there just a moment ago, and any of these spires, you will have a chance of an egg spawn. But this is our next base location. This one, you do kind of have trees in the middle of where I would put the base, but that's okay, add some aesthetic to it, or just build over it with platforms so the trees don't spawn back. But you have your metal node, your stone node, trees, berries, all the works, everything you need. And now we get into our next one. So this next one, as you're coming down the hill too, you are going to notice there will be an egg spawn at the end of this broken pillar. And that's where the base is going to be. Right off of that broken pillar, you will notice a large piece of flat land, a ton of egg spawns around you. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 that typically spawn. And then remember, eggs respawn in 3 days, not business days, any days. You also have your dungeon right here. So you have access to eggs, dungeon, a few chests along the way, and then a ton of stone and a ton of trees. So this spot is fantastic. Also a little Lipmonk effigy. They did patch that, by the way. But on to the next one. Now we're done with the rings, sadly. I love this spot. It's beautiful. But the next one also looks good. So we just covered all of these going down. And now we're going to hit this one. This one is in the... It feels like the middle of nowhere. But this is kind of an honorable mention spot that I had. But I removed one of my previous base locations to fill it with this. Because this has a lot more open land. You also have access to a egg spawn on top of this. You can go into that little skill tree cave, get the eggs in there. This spot is just a nice centralized area to where you don't have to worry too much about too many resources. You don't have to worry about eggs. You have everything right here. So I would just build anywhere in this location. Also a chance of a syndicate thug camp. So that is also fantastic. Now we're going to go ahead and get into our next spot, which is next to the boss spawn here, which is a Grintail. You don't know, Grintails are gatherers. They do have one heck of a freaking slam ability that does a lot of damage. And they are pretty nice to fight for you. Now, right over here, you will see the Grintails spawn pretty soon. But this is where I would put the next base. Oh snap, that Mammorest might kill the Grintails. Yep, probably gonna happen. So, I wouldn't build directly on top of where the Grintails spawn. I would build a little bit off to the side. So like this over here is perfect. And I mean perfect. If you build a base right here, you will have access to a ton of stone nodes. And as you know, breaking stone can also give you Paldium. You have some Paldium spread across the water. You can even build right over there. You have an egg spawn right there. That is far away, don't let that deceive you. And then you also have your egg spawns all across the island and a few more on these little islands. So this is also a really, really nice spot. Not to mention you do get access to a nice fighting pal early game. Well, I say early game, it is level 17. But if you get your whole base to fight these guys, they will beat them. Almost no matter what. So a little bit of ancient technology. You do have a Lipmonk effigy. But this spot is fantastic. Now we are going to get into the final one. Been a good run. Been a good run. But now we're just going to move up the hill a little bit. We covered number 9. Of course, as you know, we do like to save the best for last. And this one was personally my favorite of this island, and I will show you exactly why. But right over here, we have a nice open flat area. Build away from those rocks. You don't want your pals getting stuck on them. But if you do put your base here, you have access to just a few trees, I would say. You also have a ton of berries, and also you do have a stone node there. Now, you might be asking, you know, Colby, this spot doesn't look that fantastic. Well, let me show you why. All you have to do is head across these rocks. So after placing the final base right here, this is what makes it fantastic. And a Lipmonk effigy, you just go across these rocks. And then on this island, this unfair advantage of a place, you have a pal merchant and a wandering merchant standing right here. So if you need access to anything, you need to buy stuff, yeah, let's go ahead and get some wheat, let's get some milk, let's get some berries and eggs. Let's make some cake. Let's get breeding. Go to buy from this guy. Look at what you can get. Fantastic. This is an amazing spot. You know what? We could even put the base right over here. this could be our honorable mention spot. Honestly, I just don't know how the base would affect having these guys inside of it. I don't know if your pals would accidentally fight them sometimes and wipe them off the map. And if you do place your base right here, you do run the risk of your pals getting stuck. That's why I'm not really saying put your pal base here, because they will get stuck on these rocks. On top of that, they will get wet. Some of them will get in the water like that and slow down your production. So it's not optimal to put your pal base here. But it's more optimal to put it over there on that flat piece and just hop on a dire wolf or something and then head over here and then talk to those guys and trade and then just go right back. That's why this is my favorite base location. Just in case you guys wanted to see the coordinates, again, remember coordinates are on the bottom left side of the map. So we started up here and we moved across. This is the spot with the tree. And then this is an open area through the ring. The next set of rings with an egg spawn down here in a dungeon. Ton of egg spawns. This one had the Syndicate Thug Cam next to it. This one was next to the boss. Here is the boss location. And this right here is my personal favorite base location. And then also the pal merchants right here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this has been another Pal World video. We just covered the Marsh Island. If you want to see any more Pal World content or any more content, probably about to get Helldivers 2. Game looks like a blast, but I hope you enjoyed. I sure did. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!